Hello guys, how are you? So today we're gonna take a quick look at some interesting videos. So be with me and here we go.
So here's a breakdown of how I rolled a streak marking into a toilet roll. To start, I filmed a shot where I took an empty roll of toilet paper and pushed it back. I tracked my eyeline along the markings if I was watching the roll grow and then froze. My stepdad then ran in and placed a full roll in and then I continued to motion through. Lastly, I took a bunch of different sized toilet rolls and rolled them along the line. In the edit, I started by cutting out the section where I froze, creating continuous movement. I needed to fix the background as obviously when I froze, the entire background didn't. To do this, I went frame by frame cutting myself out and simply applied a freeze frame to the background so there were no harsh jumps. Now to make the toilet roll fill up, I used various shots of the different sized toilet rolls and cut them all out. I animated their scale as they rolled along the line and morphed their shapes into one another. Lastly, using the cloning tool, I painted out the section to the white line after the toilet roll had lifted, as well as the other empty roll. We have this.
Wow.
Here's a breakdown of how I snuck up on my little puppy. After a lot of mayhem trying to get my puppy to play ball, I finally got a shot where he waited for me to leave the room and then ate the treat. Next, I moved him out of shot and then hid behind a piece of cardboard that I then pushed to the ground. In the edit, I started by going frame by frame, cutting myself, the cardboard and the shadow it created out. This revealed the puppy lair beneath it, and I then lined up the timing of the two shots so the cardboard fell just as I left the room. This is what we have so far. As this piece of cardboard fell, it was overlapping the puppy. To remove this, I created one last mask around the puppy and brought that above the cardboard layer. Lastly, to stick an image of the background onto the cardboard, I started by tracking its position and rotation as it fell. Next, I cut a rectangle over where that cardboard layer was and froze it. All that was left to do was to pin this layer onto the cardboard using the tracking data we'd already recorded, and voila!
Voila!
Knew it! So here's a breakdown of how I took a slice out of Tower Bridge. To start, I set up a table and a cake over the section of bridge that was cut out. Then whilst filming, I simply took out the knife and cut out a slice. Lastly, I shot a clean plate where I exposed it slightly darker, making the sky appear more blue. In the edit, I started by going frame by frame, cutting my entire body and the cake slice out for 364 frames. This was so I could drop it onto the darker background that was better lit. I then cut the inside of the cake out and dropped this layer behind the slice I was holding. This gives us the effect of taking a chunk out of the building. Next, I cut out the section of bridge that was directly behind the cake slice. I tracked the icing on the cake slice and mapped that image onto it. I wanted to show off the bridge at the start of the video, but my body was blocking. To fix this, I used the puppet pin tool and bent my body to the side, making it look like I leaned into shot. Lastly, I tinted the water blue to make it look less disgusting, and finally, we have this.
Whoa!
See? Here's a breakdown of how I turned a building into a piece of corn. To start, I filmed a shot where I pretended to peel a layer from the building. Then I taped a piece of corn to a stand and peeled it back. Lastly, I got a shot where I peeled the corn again, but this time kept the peel clean and sharp. In the edit, I started by lining up the timing of the corn peeling and when I pretended to peel the building. Next, I went frame by frame masking out the piece of corn as it tore open. I used another mask on top of that I then animated downwards to reveal this layer as it was peeled. I cut out the buildings around the corn as well as my hand and placed this layer to the top, making the corn look like it was sitting in the background. Now, to make the actual building look like it was being peeled, I cut it out and simply scaled its position down to make it look like it was getting squished. I then took our last clip where I peeled out the corn and masked out just the skin. I threw this on top of the shot in line with the building and using the puppet pin tool animated it stretch as I pulled on it. Lastly, I brightened up the sky, threw on a grade, and we have this. Guys, I finally found out why the gherkin is such a weirdly shaped building. It's because it's not a building at all. Look, check this out. It's just a piece of corn.
Wow.
See?
Okay guys, that's it. See you in the next video and please subscribe my channel. Please guys, it's your boy Freshy. Thank you.